Hey, welcome to the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute with your host, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest, Alan Bishop. Hey, this channel is all about home distilling and legal distilling. If you've got questions, reach out to us in the comments below, social media, or via bishopshomegrown@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out thealchemistcabinet.com. Hey guys, back again with the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute, here to answer all your questions about home distilling, legal distillation, or just the art of distilling in general. As always, you can check me out at thealchemistcabinet.com, any of my social media. If you want to follow what I'm doing at Old Homestead Distillery, I've been uploading these little time-lapse videos that show some of the core projects we've worked on, such as malting sunflowers, malting Elise corn, the first fermentations that just went in, you know, the setup of the distillery as we go. I'm trying to document that pretty thoroughly as I go on. And again, I do apologize for not being as readily available as I have been in the past, just because I've been so damn busy with the new place and with the gardens and with the farm and all that stuff. But nonetheless, reach out to me, bishopshomegrown@gmail.com, YouTube comments below, and or any social media. I will try to answer your questions to the best of my ability. If I don't know the answer to the question, I probably don't know somebody who does have that answer. So we're going to dive into a few questions here and see what all we can't get out. So jump right into it here. So again, another question from my buddy Bob down in Costa Rica. Hey Alan, first I want to mention I've been rewatching many of your past videos, some more than 2 times. I've found as I progressed, I continue to glean more and more useful information from your videos. That's awesome, Bob. I hope more and more people do that. And I hope that this becomes sort of a library that people can really use to see what I've been trying to do with my art over the years, and they'll be able to see even more of that art at Old Homestead, where I'm much more comfortable than I've ever been anywhere else. This is the final stop on the find a distillery job that suits you for the rest of your life. I can tell you that right now. From second or third viewings. My question is about ozone. You've touched on ozone use in some of your past videos. Great observation, by the way, Bob, because no one has asked about that. Could you dive deeper into exactly how you use ozone in a small-scale situation, more specifically in the areas of 1, mash/wash preparation, 2, during fermentation, 3, after fermentation and pre-distillation, 5, post-distillation, 6, blending, 7, pre-barreling, and stave aging? Seems you believe using ozone can be a valuable tool. Knowing more about your particular process would be quite interesting and helpful. Well, I will give you guys a few tips here on this. I can't reveal everything I know about this because some of this will be going into the next book. Some of it will probably be used at Old Homestead in the near future, and there's a few things I got to keep up my sleeve there. But otherwise, so going into mash/wash preparation, so 1, you can use ozone to sterilize with. That's probably pretty well known to brewers and winemakers out there. But secondarily, if you would like to infuse your water with ozone using an ozonator, what happens is you'll sterilize that water, but secondarily, once that ozone is sort of blown off, you have very highly oxygenated water, and yeast, of course, love oxygen. So if you want to kick that yeast off quick, I can't do that with my left hand. If you want to kick that yeast off quick, hit that water with some ozone. After you get done ozoning it, let it set for about 30 or 40 minutes and blow off, and then you have very highly oxygenated water, and that yeast will kick way faster than normal. So there's that. During fermentation, I don't use it for anything. After fermentation, unless I'm sterilizing, I don't use anything, or pre-distillation. Post-distillation, so if you want to work on micro-oxidization and moving oxidization along, including with wood chips or things of that nature that you might want to play along with, or prior to loading up a barrel, I do sometimes run ozone into my distillate, especially if it's going to be something going in at a lower proof that I know I can destabilize fairly quickly. I'm not going to tell you that it makes things age any faster. I'm going to tell you that it can make them age differently, and it can make them respond to oak quite differently. Same thing with blending. After I blend, sometimes if I'm going to finish something, I will certainly then use ozone there as well. So I think that kind of answers those questions, Bob, but that's something I'd like to see more people play around with, and something I think they could get some real value out of. And ozone machines are cheap on Amazon nowadays, so there's no reason not to. Also, you know, if you want a real big oxygen boost to your own body, if you work out or something like that, you know, one of the things I've learned to do is to take my drinking water and ozone the shit out of it, and then let it set for 30 to 40 minutes before drinking a glass. But I can tell a physical difference in the structure of the water. Structure of water is a big thing that people miss out on, and yeah, that's a little maybe too woo-woo for some people, but also the amount of oxygen, dissolved oxygen in that water after a heavy workout, or after working heavy, or being outside and, you know, really exerting yourself. So okay, moving on here. So From John H. Hello, Alan. Let me start by saying thank you for all the information you share with this community and congratulations on your new endeavor. I hope it is extremely successful. Thank you very much. I'm fairly new to distilling and still trying to soak up all the knowledge I can. I'm using a 15-gallon keg still with a 2-inch dual-purpose column with a reflux condenser at the top leading into a Lebed condenser. Prefer to make grain whiskey and will eventually try fruit brandies. My question is, if I'm looking for strong flavor carryover on either whiskey or brandy, what effect will the column height have on that? To my way of thinking, a short column or even swan's neck going straight into a condenser would give me this. Is my logic flawed? I know if I want a high proof neutral spirit, a taller column with reflux will do that, so it will seem the opposite would be true for full flavor. I think I might have answered this question before, so I'm going to spend a very short amount of time on this before moving on to the next one. Not out of rudeness or anything, but I think I answered it on one of the most recent videos. I'm just, got so much going on I can't remember. Yes, long and short of it is shorter head, swan's neck, line arm neutral over, or 45 up or 45 down. Any of those is going to give you far more flavor than a column is going to give you. Double pot still distillation is all about retention and concentration of flavor. I feel like it gives, while it gives a cleaner, rounder, fattier flavor to do double pot still distillation, you can do single pass distillation with a very short column and a plate or two. Wayne does that all the time, and he gets great flavor out of it at Ozark Still Works. I feel like it's maybe a little more linear flavor than what you get out of double pot still distillation. It's not my preferred style, but I've had some great stuff made in that way for sure. So let's see what else we got here. From the Lost Boy Scout, a long-time subscriber, and I've bought a few of your books. Thank you for that. By the way, guys, you can still pick up The Alchemist Cabinet Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Black Forest Method, at thealchemistcabinet.com. I am working now on the 2025 Distiller's Almanac. That's something I continue to work on, and I will release one of those every year. My question is, what would your cuts on a whiskey, bourbon, or say an apple brandy be to put in a barrel for long-term storage? How far would you go into tails or heads? Love your podcast and YouTube channel. Man, again, I'm pretty sure that I have answered this one. I'm positive I answered that one. I do apologize for that, guys. All right, let's see. So what we got here? Aged whiskey tasting note question. Oh, this is a long one. This one might be a good one. So, good evening, Alan. I've enjoyed your YouTube channel for a while, as well as your other social media outlets. You are a true historian of Southern Indiana beyond its distilling history. Thank you for that. I love where I'm from, guys, and I love the people who have occupied these Hoosier Hills for centuries. A buddy and I have been distilling for the past 3 years. We age our distillate in Gibbs Brothers barrels. We have dumped 2 barrels, one at 1 year and one at 2 years. I will try to keep this brief, but want you to have enough information to provide your thoughts. The mash bills. Barrel 1, 72% corn, 18% rye, 10% malted barley. Fairly, somewhat common, I wouldn't say common mash bill, but within range of very common mash bills. Barrel 2, 52% corn, 38 rye, and 10% malted barley. Now you're getting up there into high rye territory. Our rig has the following components: 26-gallon stainless steel boiler, agitator, wow, that's great, whiskey helmet, stainless steel arm with copper mesh inserted, 8-gallon stainless steel thumper, shotgun condenser. We do a step mash and run grain in during our distillate run. We use a sweet bread yeast for fermentation. Our aged spirit has a wonderful nose and color, and we both enjoy the taste. I occasionally enjoy a clear ice cube in my whiskey. When I add ice or water to our aged spirit, it kills the notes the barrel has imparted and brings the new make notes forward. I've not been able to find a cause for this phenomenon. I thought you might have a suggestion. Yep. Best of luck with Old Homestead Distilling. We plan to make a trip later this summer. So interesting mash bills. It sounds like you got some great equipment there as well. What I will tell you is, and this is something that we know very much as distillers within the industry, chilling your whiskey in any way, shape, or form, it causes a contraction of the molecules, and specifically the aromatic principles. Again, those aromatic principles being about 90+% of what you're actually going to taste in a whiskey. Now, from what you're saying here, it sounds like you're getting even more contraction from chilling with ice than what would be normal, to the extent that it's just killing what the barrel does to everything. Which tells me that probably your maturation process is not done, and the constituent wood sugars, esterification, etc. has not finished within that barrel. In other words, you probably need some more time for all those things to come together, because while that whiskey should contract when you chill it, even with ice or putting it in the freezer or whatever you want to do, you certainly should still be able, all of that should still be so integrated into the matrix overall of the whiskey that you've made, that the ice should not separate that. It should all be operating as one cohesive unit. I would suggest going a little longer on your maturation process. Maybe even going into a more dynamic maturation process of heat and cold cycling, right? Getting real hot, getting real cold, to the best of your ability to blow off some of the volatiles from the grain that you might not want, but also to force that whiskey deeper into the barrel and more out of the barrel, depending on the heat or cold cycling it's going through. I suspect that would probably solve a lot of your issues, more than likely. You're always going to get some contraction from chilling, but it sounds like you're getting more than what you normally would. Anyways, guys, as always, thank you for your support. I love y'all. I do apologize. I stumbled over a couple of these that I think I've already done in the past. If I haven't, please reach out to me and let me know I haven't done those, because I will go back over them again gladly. But until next time, we'll catch you soon. Love y'all. Later.